Hey, this is Matt with My Florida Home Buyers, and today I've got a really good one for you. This is a house that we just purchased right here in Deltona, and this house is fire damaged. I'll take you around the back and show you the outside of the house, and then we'll go inside and take a look at the damage. So you can see this is just a little ranch style here in Deltona. It kind of sits on the main road here, so the road noise is a little bit much to do a video. So I'm actually going to walk around to the back here where it's a little bit quieter and show you the backyard, and then we'll kind of go inside and check out all the damage. It's a little hard to breathe in there with all the smoke and stuff in the air, so we'll save that for last. But this is the back of the house here. You can see there's an in-ground swimming pool, screen enclosure that needs some screen panels replaced, but other than that, you don't really see like any sort of damage or any sort of evidence of a fire. You've got this window here that's been busted out, I assume by the fire department, and some stuff sitting around, but driving by this house or walking around it, you would never know that it caught on fire. The fire never came through the roof or anything like that. So I guess that was actually the lucky part about the whole thing, is that it looks like they caught it in time, or the fire department got here in time, and it didn't get any worse. Not to say that it wasn't worse or wasn't bad. It's pretty bad inside, but it definitely could have been a lot worse. So I'm just up on the pool deck here. You can kind of see all the smoke and nasty stuff all over the sliding glass door there. So and you might have also noticed the dumpster around front. So the people that own this house, they didn't have any insurance on it, unfortunately. And after the fire, they decided that maybe they would try to clean it out and renovate it themselves, and it just turned into too much for them to handle. They didn't want to deal with it anymore. One of the sellers had a health condition that made breathing inside the house really difficult. So it just not something that they were able to do. So they actually called us, said, "Hey, do you guys buy fire damaged houses?" We said, "Yeah, we'll take a look at it." And so here we are. So we paid them cash, closed in about 2 weeks. They're happy. They don't have to deal with it anymore. They basically came and grabbed everything that they could salvage and then left the rest for us. And unfortunately, a lot of this stuff I don't think is going to be able to be donated, just because of all the smoke and water and nasty fumes and chemicals. So a lot of this stuff I think is going to have to be trashed out, unfortunately. So, but that's kind of the situation, how we ended up with it. And I was glad we were able to help these people out. Like I said, they had no insurance. The fire just happened spontaneously. Not that you plan for a fire, but you know what I mean. And they didn't really have anywhere else to turn, considering they had no insurance or anything. And it became clear they weren't going to be able to renovate it or clean it out themselves. So kind of sad, but really glad we were able to help them out with it. So I'm going to take you back around front, and we'll go inside and check out the fire damage. All right, so I'm walking inside the house now, and yeah, this is going to be one of the worst houses we've ever bought, I'm going to say right now. Let me close that door so we don't have all the road noise. But you can see it's a mess. And this is like the living room here. Yeah, it's bad. Not bad. I mean, I guess it could have burned down, but it's nasty. You wouldn't want to see your house like this, and I'm sure these people didn't want to see their house like this either. But you can see all the holes in the ceiling that the fire department punched to try to get to the fire. Let's go in this is the master bedroom here. Let's take a look in here. This thing is pretty rough, and I'm trying not to touch anything because everything is filled with black soot, or whatever the stuff from the smoke is called. But yeah, this was their bedroom here, and you can see the ceiling's ripped out. All of this stuff is all waterlogged and smoke damaged, and they just about lost everything, I would imagine. I don't know how much they were able to save. This is a bathroom here, but yeah, just insulation everywhere. Like there's not a single room in this house that was left untouched. The smoke and the water just completely took over the entire house. Now, let me move over here. This is This is going to be where the guest bedrooms are over here. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. So here's a bedroom here. This one's actually not as bad as the others, but I mean, you can see I think you can see all the black and gray, just nastiness everywhere. I mean, look at the air vent here. You can see, and over here, just how dark it is. The smoke just really filled the house and just completely ruined everything. So this is another bedroom here. And I think the saddest part about this is, you know, usually when we clean out houses, it's because the people left behind all the stuff that they no longer wanted, and you know, most of it's trash anyways. This was like the people's personal belongings and their whole life here, and I'm sure they didn't want to throw any of this away, but they were kind of forced to. So this is a bathroom here, as you can tell. I mean, look at that. I assume that was probably white at one point, and now it looks like a Saw movie or something. It's crazy. So I'm gonna take you over here to the worst of it, which is in the kitchen where the fire started. And yeah, you'll probably be wondering why in the world we'd ever buy this house. Because look at this. That's a little dark, but I'll put my light up. There's obviously no power or anything on because of the fire, but this was the kitchen here. So this is where it started. And man, there's gnats and flies everywhere because of all the food that's still in here. It's pretty nasty. That's the refrigerator. You can tell there's just nothing left. Like it really got this kitchen good. Now, if you look up here, you can see there's some charring and some smoke damage for sure up in the rafters, but there's not really any sort of major structural damage that I can tell anyways. So luckily, you know, it's not a situation where the house is going to have to be like torn down or new trusses or anything like that. I think we're going to be able to repair this. And I guess this will be like the utility room here just off the kitchen. And again, there's no lights in here because the power's off. But man, it's just, you can see all this stuff here. It's all melted. All completely melted, and it's hard to even tell what some of this stuff was just because of how hot everything got and how everything just completely just melted down. You can see that was looks like that was a bowl or something, and it's just dripping, just completely melted and dripping. I mean, look at this is the front of the dishwasher. So you can see really bad, but we're gonna get in here and get this thing cleaned out. Definitely have to tell our guys they need to wear some masks because, like I said, it's a little hard to breathe in here. You can smell all of just everything in the air, and it's just not something that you want to be breathing. So I probably should have a mask on right now. But anyways, that is the house. I'm gonna get back outside where there's some fresh air. All right, so I'm back around the back of the house now, away from the smoke inside the house and away from the road noise out by the street. But anyways, so that was the house here. We don't buy very many fire damage houses. It's very rare actually that we come across one, but we do buy fire damage houses even if they're in bad condition like this. And luckily this one I think is in a condition where we can actually renovate it and resell it and not have to tear it down. Sometimes when you have fire damage, it's easier just to tear the whole thing down. So, but I think this one's going to be able to be saved. But number one is get everything cleaned out and get all that smoke damage stuff out of there and all that food and all that stuff that's just been sitting there, just kind of rotting. There were tons of flies in there. It's really dark in the kitchen, so you probably couldn't see them, but they're flying around my head and it smells bad. It's nasty. So we're gonna get our guys here, get everything cleaned up, and kind of go from there. So if you have a house to sell in Deltona, Volusia County, anywhere in Central Florida, even if it's fire damage, we buy fire damage stuff. We'll buy pretty much anything. So if you have a house like this, a problem house that maybe it's something where you don't have time to clean it out, or in this case, they didn't even have insurance. So something like that, some weird situation where you're stuck with a house that's causing you a lot of headache and a lot of problems. We'd love to take a look at it and see if we can help you out with it. We'll pay you cash. We'll close in as little as 2 weeks. We'll pay all your closing costs. There's no fees, you know, no commissions, nothing like that. It's just a simple, fast closing. You get cash in your hand, and we'll buy it as is. You don't have to clean anything up or trash it out, or, you know, anything. You can see that they left just about everything that they couldn't salvage themselves. So if you're in a situation like that, or, you know, maybe you're not, maybe you have a house that's in great condition, either way, we'd love to take a look at it and see if we can make you a cash offer on it and help you out with it. So just go on our website, myfloridahomebuyers.com. We'll take a look at the information you submit, see about coming to see the house, make you a cash offer on it, and we'll get the ball rolling for you. So again, my name is Matt. I'm with My Florida Home Buyers. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you on the next video.